Yo, what's up YouTube? This is Jammerit coming to you today with a brand new video, boys, and today we are reviewing the Colombian team, completing up to tier 3 on their campaign, as well as going through and doing some fantasy. So let's get right into the video. So guys, welcome to another video on the channel, and today guys, what we're going to be doing is just going through completing up to tier 3 for Colombia, talking about some of their players, talking about my experience with them, going through and grinding out, their fantasy match, seeing what sort of team we can create, and then just talk about some sort of cards that I've really enjoyed. Now, first and foremost guys, I'm just going to talk about tier 1. Now, I feel that Colombia tier 1 is probably one of the best elites in game, like in terms of tier 1 elites. I think it is probably the best tier 1 elite. Quintero, guys, insane card. He dribbles with Rainbow straight off the bat, which is absolutely insane. And you know how important that is in this game mode. I feel as though out of all the tier 1s that I've seen anyway, he is definitely probably the best one in game, guys. Seriously, I've been just using him at striker, and he is amazing. He is absolutely amazing. 80 overall central attacking midfield, obviously in position as well as a cam and diamond. Very, very useful, guys, but he does the job pretty much anywhere on the pitch, and you can use him anywhere you want, to be honest with you. Now, I've always had sort of a liking with regards to Colombia. They've got so many good cards in FIFA Mobile, the likes of, Cuadrado, obviously Luis Muriel. Two of my favorite cards in Season 1, actually. They were very, very good cards. On top of that, guys, obviously, we've got James Rodriguez. But this is the card, guys. This, in my opinion, is one of the main draw cards for Colombia. Quintero, guys, insane card, to be honest with you. Now, their tier 2 elite, who is Baka, he is probably not the greatest of cards whatsoever, but I think that the tier 1 elite does definitely make up for it. As you guys can see, though, we did have a lot of problems packing central defensive midfielders. There were so many CDMs that I was packing in this instance, and also when I was going through and doing the fantasy. When we get through and get up to tier 3, guys, we'll go through it in a bit more detail, but they've got so many CDMs, guys. It's crazy. So many 73 overall CDMs, and it was just sort of mind-boggling, actually, to how many of them that we packed. I mean, there's so many other really solid gold cards that I didn't even, get to see in these first 2 tiers anyway. Hopefully we can get them in tier 3. But, there's a Luis Muriel card, 79 overall, insane card. There's also the likes of Jason Murillo, Christian Zabata, Yeri Mina, all really good centre-backs who are gold rated. But we didn't actually get them, guys, but we did pack this Carlos Sanchez, who is actually one of the fantasy players. We packed him simultaneously there, his gold version and his elite version. We will go through and show you some of our fantasy grind in a second. But in terms of the Colombian team off the bat, guys, tier 1 card, insane, and it can carry you quite easily. It definitely did carry me in the fantasy matches. The only thing is that this tier 2 Baka, he's pretty much just a filler. He just sits on my bench. Sits in somewhere out of position, and he doesn't do much. So there's sort of that thing that you need to consider. And as you guys saw, we didn't pack any of the big names from the Colombian squad as of yet anyway, but we're still hoping, going forward that we can potentially get one of them. But I found that, centre backs, guys, I wasn't pulling any of, the 3 solid centre backs or even 4, including Sanchez. There's so many centre backs, but we just weren't pulling them. It was CDMs galore. It was crazy. But as you guys can see here, what we're doing now is going through and upgrading our team. Chara, 74 overall. He's actually, I think, 71 or 70. You start off with him as a starting 11 card. He's very, very quick, so he's decent to sort of, help you push through that tier 1. And I am still using him, I think, in the team to this day. But there you guys can see, it's a decent team, guys. I do really rate it, but I just haven't been pulling the big pulls. If I get that Cuadrado, and if I get, that Jose Equero, my team will be so, so good. It will be so much better. And if I ever do pull that 79 overall Muriel, the team will actually be insane, guys, I feel. I think it will be one of the sweatiest teams in the game, to be honest with you. They've always had great dribble, great pace, but it's just the pack luck. It all comes down to pack luck at the end of the day. But there is the team for the time being. We're just going to get it up to 82 so we can actually go through and work on the tier 3 guys, so we'll do that in the second half of the video. Now as you guys can see, we did also go through and run through some of these fantasy games. We did get some pretty nice luck, guys. You will see we got really solid pulls. Some people have asked me what those bonus points are for, those bonus rewards. That's just from the Versatech rewards, guys. So if you go through and complete the Versatech rewards simultaneously with the fantasy, you'll get gifted the bonus rewards as well. But as you guys can see here, we packed Santiago Arias, guys. Santi as he's called, but insane card, guys. 87 overall. I've just been using him at right mid, and he's been doing a fantastic job for me, actually. If we go through and have a look at his stats, he doesn't really have the greatest of shooting stats, but for some reason, he can still hit some pretty big long shots. I don't know, like, sometimes cards just have that sort of knack to get those shots. But he's a very nice card. Unfortunately, he's a right back, and I'm not the biggest fan of 4 at the back, but still, I'm not going to be mad with that pull. And we did pack Carlos Sanchez, guys, his 83 overall center mid version as well. We actually packed him twice, which was absolutely fantastic. Obviously, you know, they can be used in SBCs, or I can just use him in the future, you know, as training XP. We'll probably do a video tomorrow about that in a bit more detail. Let me know if you guys want to talk, hear about that in terms of like what I'm doing with the World Cup and sort of what my plan is for that. But as you guys can see, just so many CDMs. That's the only Achilles heel I feel with this Colombian team, guys. It's just, there's too many CDMs. Like the pack weight has been weighted far too heavily in terms of the CDMs. But other than that, if you get the good cards, you're going to be pretty well off. As you guys can see there, we did pack the second Sanchez, which was absolutely fantastic. Just moving on to this final pack, guys, and then we'll jump onto our tier 3 completion, go through, get the rewards, hope we can pack something decent, talk about the CDMs in a bit more detail, and then end off the video hoping that we can actually pack someone huge. Cuadrado, you know, Muriel. We are back. So we've gone through and completed tier 3, but before we get into tier 3, I just want to quickly talk about the central defensive midfield problem for Colombia. Also, guys, if you are having a similar problem with a team that you're using, let me know in the comment section down below, because I've heard so many people have like an excess of cards in a specific position at a certain overall. But as you guys can see there, look at all those CDMs, guys, low-rated CDMs, just so many of them, man, so many 73 overalls, and I did actually train up that Barrios from 73 overall, so I don't even know if I've packed them all, but there are so many 73 overall CDMs, and it does sort of hinder the drop rates of other cards, and that's why I'm not getting the likes of the center backs, you know, the Zapatas, the Minas, the Sanchez even. You know, I think that Sanchez is an elite though. There's also the likes of the Murillo, Jason Murillo as well. Even like Muriel, the striker version, the 79 overall. But as you guys saw there, the 88 overall Muriel, guys, he looks like one of the best strikers in the game, potentially, for the World Cup event. He's got pace, he's got strength, he's got dribble, decent shooting stats as well. But he's like the type of card that could really carry you in FIFA Mobile, in my opinion, or especially in this World Cup event. So I am really interested in this Colombian team at the end of the day, guys, because they've got really good cards, and it's something different. Like, it's something sort of anti-meta as well. It's quite good to just test out other teams, because you see so many Argentinian, French, German, you know, the very sort of cliche teams. Obviously, we've got an Argentinian team, but I am sort of, you know, looking at doing some other teams as well, just because I find it more enjoyable and I get to learn more about football in general. So we've got the first pack there. We didn't get anything at all, which is a bit of a shame. Let's hope that we can pack at least, you know, Muriel or a few center backs, and I'll be happy, guys, because I can train them up and work on this team. Also, as you guys can see there, we are still gathering just a whole bunch of XP. I'm not sure what I'm doing, to be honest with you. We actually pack another CDM. Okay, that was crazy, but we did pull an elite there, so that's absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure that's another CDM, guys. That just proves there are so many 73 overall CDMs. That's crazy, man. That is really crazy. But I'm hoping that maybe it's fixed. I don't know, because it doesn't seem normal to get so many, you know, players of the exact same rating in the exact same position of the exact same nation. Like, obviously that's gonna, you know, affect the pack weight and the drop rate of, you know, certain different cards. Let's see what we can get in this pack. Can we get anything else? We get another CDM, and a 74 overall goalkeeper. So probably one of the worst tier 3 packs you will ever see, guys. Not good whatsoever. Come on, EA, you need to give me some of those high-rated golds at least. If not a decent elite, I'll be really happy. I'd like to also test out maybe Falcao, although I don't think he's got all that much pace, so that could render him pretty much useless. We get 73 overall and another 73 overall. Man, the thing is that, you know, with Colombia, guys, you're not going to be getting the big pulls, you know. It just, like, it's so much based on luck. Like, if you get lucky, you will have a good team, but if not, it's really going to affect you. And that's sort of one thing that I think that the developers need to look at, is that there's far too much luck involved. But as you guys can see here, that is going to be Ospina, and that's pretty much going to be the end of the video for today. I do really rate Colombia, but it's just that there's so many low tier golds, and it does really affect the pack weight. But other than that, guys, it's going to be Jammerit signing out for the day. Let me know if you guys want to see any other teams. I could be looking at doing some other teams going forward, because, you know, it seems to be the best way of, you know, leveling up your team and, you know, getting to play with a whole bunch of different players. Also, you know, obviously these packs as well, because if you collect 11 players from a nation, you can go through and use them. You don't necessarily need to, you know, use the FIFA points. But other than that, it's going to be the end of the video for today. Thank you all for everything, and peace.